In the chaos of war, some heroes emerge from the most unexpected places. This is the story of one such hero, a woman who thought her duty was only to heal, but who was destined for something much greater. Her name was Rebecca, a young medic from a small town, driven by a simple desire to save lives. Deployed to a war-torn region, her days were a blur of bandaging wounds and offering comfort to the injured. She was the calm in the storm, the gentle hand that promised a chance at survival. Her comrades saw her as a beacon of hope, a reminder of the humanity they were fighting to protect. She never carried a weapon, believing her most powerful tools were gauze, morphine, and a steady, reassuring voice. In her mind, she wasn't a soldier, she was a healer. But war has a way of forcing people into roles they never imagined. One scorching afternoon, Rebecca's unit was on a routine patrol through a seemingly quiet village. The sun beat down, and the air was thick with a deceptive stillness. Rebecca was in the rear vehicle, her medical kit resting on her lap, ready as always. Suddenly, the world exploded. An ambush. Panic began to set in. Rebecca, crouched behind a low wall, saw the wounded scattered across the kill zone, beyond the reach of their comrades. She knew they wouldn't last long without immediate medical attention. Time was running out. She had to do something, but as a medic, her options were limited. She was trained to mend, not to fight. The weight felt foreign, cold, and heavy. She checked the ammunition, her movements clumsy at first, then more certain. She took a deep breath, peeked over the wall and saw the muzzle flashes from a second-story window. That was the main source of the heavy fire that had them pinned. Her commander was yelling orders, but no one could get a clear shot. Rebecca knew it was up to her. She steadied the rifle on the wall, lined up the sights, just as she had been taught in basic training years ago, a skill she never thought she'd use. She squeezed the trigger once, twice. The muzzle flashes from the window stopped, a brief, precious lull in the fighting. It was enough. "Cover me," she yelled, her voice raw. The soldiers, stunned for a second, responded. A wave of covering fire erupted from their positions. Rebecca didn't wait. She bolted across the open street, her medical kit bouncing on her back, the rifle now feeling like an extension of her arm. She reached a wounded soldier, dropped to her knees, and began applying a tourniquet, her hands moving with practiced speed. She stabilized him, then looked for the next target, both medical and military. For the next hour, Rebecca became a whirlwind of action. She would lay down covering fire, then sprint to a wounded soldier, patch them up, and then provide cover for another soldier to move. She was a one-woman rescue operation, fighting and healing in a deadly dance. Her unexpected ferocity turned the tide of the battle. Her courage inspired the other soldiers to rally. They pushed back the ambushers, securing the village street by street. By the time reinforcements arrived, the fighting was over. The cost was high, but thanks to Rebecca, many who would have been lost were saved. She had personally treated over a dozen soldiers while actively engaging the enemy. When her commander found her, she was back to being a medic. Kneeling beside the last of the wounded, her hands covered in blood, her face smudged with gunpowder. The rifle lay beside her, silent once more. She was just a medic. But on that day, she was their savior. Her story became a legend within the ranks, a testament to the fact that heroism isn't about the role you're given,